The center has asked states and union territories witnessing surge in new COVID-19 cases and high active caseload to continue with the strategy of test, track and treat that had yielded rich dividends at the height of the pandemic and accelerate vaccination for priority population groups in districts reporting higher infections on mission mode. In a meeting held today, the states have been asked to collaborate with private hospitals to open up vaccination timetables for a minimum of 15 days and maximum of 28 days at a time. They have been asked to increase the share of RT-PCR tests in districts dependent on high levels of antigen testing, refocus on surveillance and stringent containment of those areas in selected districts which are seeing clusters of cases and carrying out an average close contact tracing of minimum of 20 persons per positive case. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan and NE8 Ayog member Health Vinod K. Paul today interacted with health secretaries and mission directors of the National Health Mission of Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and the Union Territories of Delhi and Chandigarh, the Union Health Ministry said. States were specifically asked to continue with the effective strategy of test, track and treat that had yielded rich dividends at the height of the pandemic, improve overall testing in districts reporting reduction in testing, and increase share of RT-PCR tests in districts dependent on high levels of antigen testing. As the farmers' agitation against the center's 3 farm laws enters its 100th day today, union leaders have asserted that their movement is far from over and they are going strong. The marathon movement have sent out a message of unity, made farmers visible once again, and brought them back on the political landscape of the country, they said. For over 3 months, the 3 Delhi border points at Singhu, Tikri and Ghazipur have transformed into townships occupied by thousands of farmers from different parts of the country, mainly Punjab, Haryana and Western UP. To mark the completion of 100 days, March 6 will be observed as Black Day, as part of which the Kundli-Manesar-Palwar KMP Expressway will be blocked for 5 hours, according to a statement from the Samyukt Kisan Morcha, a coalition of protesting farmer unions. Rakesh Tikayat of the Bharatiya Kisan Union BKU said they are prepared to continue the protest as long as it is required. Despite several rounds of talks between the government and the farmer unions, the two sides have failed to reach an agreement and the farmers have refused to budge until the 3 laws are repealed. The National Investigation Agency has filed a charge sheet before a special court against 3 Bodo militants for their alleged involvement in carrying out an ambush in which 2 people, including an additional superintendent of police, were killed in 2014, an official said. Bishnu Narzari, Nitul Daimari and Rinilush Daimari have been charged under provisions of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the Indian Penal Code and the Arms Act, he added. The charge sheet was filed before the special NIA court in Guwahati yesterday. The case relates to an ambush that resulted in the death of Gulzar Hussain, the then additional superintendent of police Sonitpur, and the civilian Anlag Basumatari, and injuries to several police personnel in Assam's Sonitpur district. The National Investigation Agency NIA, which took over the probe in the case in August 2019, said members of the National Democratic Front of Bodoland (NDFBS) had laid the ambush. 2 of the accused named in the charge sheet, Nazari and Nitul Daimari, have been convicted in another case in which the former has been given a death sentence while the latter has been sentenced to life imprisonment. India defeated England by an innings and 25 runs in the 4th and final test to win the 4-match series 3-1 and seal a place in the final of the inaugural edition of the World Test Championship. Rijesh Pant, who scored 101, and Washington Sundar, 96 not out, set up the huge win for India after the hosts had bowled the visitors out for 205 in their first innings. Ravichandran Ashwin and Akshar Patel picked up 5-wicket hauls in the second innings to help India bundle out England for 135.